Hey, today's first guest, one-on-one with a founder episode, is with Adam Levin, the CEO of Information Experts and co-founder and principal of NextGo National. I was first introduced to Adam back in April of 2020, right after the start of the pandemic, which I just realized was like, wow. It was you, Kurt Schneed, and I, and we were putting together an educational online webinar,
Yes.
which was a lot of fun. Adam is also a national cohort alumni ambassador for Goldman Sachs 10K program. He was a resident of Northern Virginia and he's now a New Englander. Welcome, Adam.
Well, I've always been a New Englander. I grew
Oh,
up here.
well, I only known you as a Northern Virginian.
That's true. I was there for a long time, but I'm actually from Providence.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm sure they're glad to have you back.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what the jury's still out on that.
Okay. So I'm going to get to some questions in a minute, but first, so you're 29 years in business. So this
Hmm.
is the ice age, basically. We're going starting way back, 95 around then. That was still dial-up ages. So that's
Well, yeah, I know I'm older than you. So when I was in college, the internet wasn't out yet.
yeah. Well, this is true. So what made you want to get into business back then? Well, I shouldn't say just in business because there's probably two parts: getting into business and then choosing this kind of business.
Great questions. All right. Well, for me, at an early age, my dad owned retail stores.
Oh,
I
okay.
worked as a stock boy, and I that's what I grew up with. I didn't understand that people had jobs, right? I just assumed everyone owned their own business. So that
Mhm.
was kind of my culture, my environment, what I grew up with. I just assumed that that just was normal, right?
Right.
Your family owns something, right? That was ingrained for me from the time I could walk. That that was what it was. And then I went to business school. Which I loved, and I bouncing around in sales right out of college, and I got hired. I got promoted to VP of Sales and Marketing, and I'm like 27, and they said, you know what, we need a brand, we need a sales deck, we need a website, we need everything. Here you go.
Wow.
I'm 27. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm like, I'll figure it out, right? So I did. I had fun. I had great. I said, this is fantastic. It was a great rollout. I created the brand. I did the website. I created sales decks. It was awesome. And I go, this is what I was meant to do. And then from that, at the time, my went into a partnership with my ex-wife, and I set up a Marcom agency as part of her business, and it grew.
Wow. Well, and so I do a little research and I see way back. So you started this business back then, right? And so I found a YouTube video where so the business started out of a spare bedroom,
That's
and the
true.
business plan was created on a paper tablecloth in an Italian restaurant in
With my ex-wife, that's exactly correct. That's a true story.
so what was that? Just had you had conversations about it before that moment in time, or was it like, hey, this might be a great idea?
For the idea for the business, it was just we just hey, it was a great idea when we were young, and we just did it.
well, well, it does happen. So, well, and so now here you are. You got information experts, and how much has it changed since then?
The company's had multiple iterations,
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah, so I would say significantly.
In
So
terms
right
of
now,
what you
within the
offer.
last 5 years, we're 100% focused on digital marketing.
Great.
Previously, it was more of an information design company. We were doing marketing as well as custom education and training, and now it's 100% focused uh, on digital marketing and with an emphasis on targeting commercial clients.
Oh, great. Okay. All right, now I'm going to get to my questions. So the
Okay.
first question is, if you could give a warning label about entrepreneurship based on your personal experience, what would it say?
Yeah, this is a great question. I would say people before you go into entrepreneurship, like it's got to be in your bones, right? You got to want to be your own boss, and you got to want to do this. I'll a great story. my oldest son has a career day, and he comes back and goes, Dad, why do you own a business? You can make more money selling, working for somebody. I said, have you met me? I can't work for anybody.
Right.
So I like having the control, and I like waking up in the middle of the night thinking of something and then being able to roll it out in the morning, right? You're not going to do that, right? And frankly, I can't report to anyone. So that's huge. And also for the part of your question is you got to be comfortable. You got to want to do this, and it can't be about the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's only about the money, don't do it.
Good, excellent point. Definitely, I've heard that from some mentors of mine, and in own personal experience. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah, if it's only about money, then this isn't for you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You can make more money working for someone else and having, put stock away, whatever. But it's got to be your passion. It's got to be, hey, this is what I want to do. And also, second part of this is also related to money. You got to be comfortable not being able to, not having money
Mm-hmm.
sometimes,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
You're going to have months where not only didn't you make any money, you lost money.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And you got to be comfortable with that.
Right.
And if you're not, oh my God, I'm going to flip out, I got to push these bills. If you can't deal with that, then this is not for you.
Yeah. There's definitely a fortitude, tenacity, and a stubbornness to just never want to give up. You're right. You have to have that mentality for sure.
Yes,
All right.
it's an attitude, it's a mentality, it's who you are, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's not like I'm thinking about I'd like to do it as a potential career option. No, this is either who you are, and this is something that you have a burning desire to do this, or don't do it.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely as someone who came from the corporate world, the whole, just as you were saying, you got to want to get up and not have to report to somebody, because it's not that there's not a lot of great bosses out there. Certainly people managers, they're mostly suck,
Right.
but the good ones are few and far in between. But what happens is you come to the table with all of your genius and all of your experiences, and they'll still push you back and give you the runaround. It's like, well, why did you hire me? I mean, if I'm here to do a job, this is what I want to do. And that's a lot of people would just get out and just be like, you know what, I'm going to do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, for sure. All right, looking back, was there a big break moment that seemed minor at the time, but it ended up being pivotal to your growth?
I don't know if it was a moment, it was advice. I was fortunate. I lived next door to like a older guy who was a executive at a telecom company, brilliant guy. And I'm in my 20s, and uh, I'm in my 20s, and I'm in a situation. I'm spending all my energy trying to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls me aside and excuse my language, and he says, Adam, some things are just fucked up, and you can't fix it.
That's right.
You just got to learn from it and move on.
Yeah.
So to me, that was like mind-blowing advice.
Excellent life advice too.
Right, exactly. That's what it is. And you can't fix it. Just learn from it and move on. So I'm spending all my energy trying to fix this business situation. So I think that I carried that throughout I tried, obviously I've slipped a bunch of times, but I've tried to live that, just understanding that philosophy.
That's good. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so now what's one digital marketing? Now you're in digital marketing, as am I. But so what digital marketing mistake you wish you would have avoided when you started out, and how, if it has it shaped your approach today?
Good question. I would say, again, when you're younger, you're pushing out like hardcore sales messaging.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hire me, I'm great, blah blah blah. That's really not effective, right? You got to be delivering value in educational content, and then in the circle, people will seek you out.
Mm-hmm.
But if being really in your face, hey, I don't think that's a mistake. I think that's not effective.
Yeah, does not work anymore.
It doesn't
I
work
don't know
anymore.
that it really ever worked.
Right. But then you think it would work, right?
Right.
Because,
If
but
you want something, you just go ask for it. Well, yeah,
right, right.
that's
But that would probably be
yeah,
my mistake,
yeah.
right? Like pushing out that kind of content.
One of the things they always kind of relate it to, it's like, sales is like dating, where you just on the first meeting, you don't say, hey, so let's sign the contract, let's get going. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, first of
Right,
all, let me
exactly.
have a demo or something first. All right, what three resources, could be books, software, a YouTube channel, podcast, anything that you would recommend, and why?
My One of my favorite business books is Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink,
Oh, good.
and he's a Navy SEAL, and he's a phenomenal guy. But the ultimate, his on a high level, he's basically saying whatever happens on your watch is on you.
Yeah.
End of story. It doesn't matter if it was your fault or not, and who did this. It's not relevant, right? It's who cares? You take the responsibility and then focus on putting in a solution and moving forward.
That's good.
It's
Which,
basically a waste of energy
yeah.
saying, "Oh, you know what, Janet, I gave you my keywords and you didn't put it."
Hmm.
Or Adam, I asked you to put this in the website. Why didn't you do it?
Hmm.
And trying to figure out, well, who cares? All right, no problem. I understand. It's my responsibility. I'll fix it and let's move forward.
Yeah. No, you're right. Because it's the otherwise, it's basically you have to hold yourself accountable at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah,
And it kind of goes to the Navy SEAL, which it's all about accountability and
yeah,
being responsible for yourself and your team, which makes
yeah.
total sense.
Exactly. And look, with our clients, I've had some crazy, I've had some crazy stuff like happen. One of my favorite stories is the client went in. And I don't know why. To this day, I don't know why they did it. And they went into their account, their hosting account, and deleted their IP address.
Really? That's interesting.
Like, why
How
would you
did they
do
even
that?
know to do that?
Like, why would you do that?
Right.
And then guess what happened? The site went down
Of course. Yeah.
because you deleted the IP address.
Exactly.
So clearly, that wasn't on us,
No,
right?
right. Exactly. That's good.
It's
I think,
phenomenal, right? So a perfect example. I just took a deep
and did
breath.
they blame it on you?
Yeah, of course they
Of
did.
course they did.
My website's not. Why is that working?
That's great. That's
So
perfect.
I don't know what we'll fix it. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. That's like deleting. I'll delete all the pages in my website. Gee,
I was dying. That's my favorite story. I'm like,
that's good.
what would possess you to do that?
That's great. Well, have you had any? So you have a mix of clients, right?
Mhm.
So what what are your best? What would you say is the best client if you had to profile the best client?
I really enjoy working with founder-led businesses.
Yeah. What?
Working directly with the owners, I I kill that because I
Mhm.
speak their language. They're I've run my own company forever. I know what they're looking for, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Right.
understand the mentality. I understand what they're going through. They're trying to make payroll, all the different pressures. I understand that, and I'm here to say, hey, I can help you I can take this off your plate, and I can make it happen, right? So I can make it happen with limited. Like I need direction,
Mhm.
and you don't need to micromanage me and my team. We got this, no problem. We want you to. We're now your marketing team.
Yeah. That's great.
So I
Good.
think that in just having that, uh, I think really being able to relate to them
To,
to that
to the
audience
founder. Yeah.
because that's cliche, but those are my people,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's what I love that. Like if I can work, and it's also my favorite working with other business owners.
Hmm. And is it the smaller they are, the better, or could they be a 40
Yeah,
person
as long as
team?
they're growing.
Yeah. Right. That's key.
No, that's a big difference because some companies are like, they're they want to do this or they're struggling. But if you're in growth mode. We're going to add fuel to the fire,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hey, we're doing well. We'd like to expand. We want to grow. We can really help.
Have you had any hiring issues hiring people on?
Yes.
You wouldn't, well, after 29 years, you wouldn't be, it would be weird not to have any of that.
Well, how much time do we have? But yes, a ton. I'm all about, accountability,
Yeah.
period. And I'm okay. Everyone makes mistakes.
Right.
It happens. Making mistakes all the time. But own it and then fix it, right?
Yeah.
But don't tell me I can't handle that.
Yeah, I
Because
know. I don't
people who
blame
have
you.
no accountability and don't accept any type of responsibility for anything, that doesn't
Right.
work for me.
Right. Yeah. That's definitely not a help.
No.
What?
And conversely, I'm not saying, working for me is a walk in the park, right? Our culture is very much hands off. Hey, here are the tools, go do it, and you're going to get limited direction, right? So it's a two-way street.
Do you have, do you have regular meetings with them, like on a daily or weekly basis? Do you
Yeah. So I have a
have
tremendous team.
good?
They're just phenomenal, right? We have a daily huddle, that's fantastic. That
Good.
just we jump on a Teams every morning for like a half hour, go over
Good.
what our daily objectives are, and I've been really blessed with the people we have now.
That's good. Are they all onshore? Are they all US based, or are they
No, they're
all
all
over
it's
the world?
no, I have both.
Good. That's
Yeah,
great.
because at the end of the day, that's what's been the technology is phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
So we're on Teams. I don't care.
Yeah.
You have an internet access. We can work together.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it doesn't
That's
matter where they are.
right. Well, a good point. Yes, you're absolutely right. That's true. And then you got to give I know what we've done too is like that sort of 90-day, let's try you out and see how things are working and how responsive. But then sometimes the fourth month they just don't show up. So that's the other problem with that.
Yeah, you got to be, and then that's the other thing too is showing up and being responsive, right?
Yeah.
You're doing that. You're ahead of 90% of everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. So few final thoughts. What would you leave another founder with? Let's say they're just getting started and this is like their first or second year and they're looking to next year as what should they really ideally be focused on?
I think leaning into your strengths, right? These are things I'm really good at these
Mhm.
things. I want to focus on these things, and the things that you're not good at or don't want to do, don't have either outsource them or give them to someone else on your team and let it go,
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise you
right?
don't grow.
So you don't grow. And not only that, and I'm also a big proponent of again leveraging your strengths. And people say, "Oh, focus on your weaknesses." No,
Yeah. Forget that.
those are your weaknesses.
Exactly. Leave them behind. Yeah.
Let someone else, like me, I have a bookkeeper, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I have a degree in marketing. You know what you don't want me doing? A
Looking at your
bank rec.
numbers. Right. Let me tell you, that's one of the best hires I ever made was a
It's
bookkeeper.
fantastic.
It is.
She knocks it out.
Right.
It's done.
Exactly. That is the godsend is the bookkeeper.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what? You shouldn't be. I should not be doing those things.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, Adam. Now, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Sure, they can go to our website, informationexperts.com, and my email address. My Calendar link is on the website, and my direct email address is alevin alevin at informationexperts.com.
Excellent. I'll make sure I put those links in the show notes too, so everybody
Awesome.
has that access to that. So, well, thank you very much, Adam. It was really great having you as our first one-on-one founder guest, and looking forward to maybe we'll have you come back another time.
Sure. Be here.
Thank you.